Our next story is about a particular kind of pain. It is known to nearly every person who has ever held a job. The tyranny of tedious meetings. Many call pointless meetings mind-numbing. Some say they're soul-sucking, even torturous. While the same old jokes are criminally repeated, intense boredom reigns supreme, minutes are made and several hours are lost. But that's not all. Remember the age-old maxim, time is money? Well, a study says that's true for meetings as well. Unnecessary meetings do not just waste time, they also waste money, and they cost big companies $100 million every year. Firms are slowly waking up to this fact. The latest among them is a Canadian company, an e-commerce platform called Shopify. It has started putting a price tag on meetings. The company uses a special calculator which is embedded in each employee's calendar app. It uses an average salary of the employee's role, the duration of a meeting, and its attendee count. Then it estimates the cost of these meetings. A typical half-hour meeting costs anywhere between $700 and $1,600. But put a senior executive to the mix, and the cost shoots above $2,000. Can you imagine your company treating you to a $700 dinner? The chances are slim, but that's how much they casually spend on a useless meeting. Now, I'm not saying all meetings are bad. Sometimes they are essential, important for exchanging thoughts or making plans or reviewing progress or setting agenda. But more often than not, meetings steer in the opposite direction. They fail to achieve the goal they set out to. They're tiresome, stretched out without reason, inconsequential, unproductive. Yes, useless meetings don't just rob companies of money, they also take away your productivity and joy. A study calls them one of the top 5 causes of inefficiency. Another study says that bad meetings reduce communication and collaboration. People's happiness at work takes a hit. But you don't need a study to know all of this. Useless meetings are a shared human experience, and it seems like everyone hates them. How many times have you thought to yourself that this meeting could have been an email? Well, you're not alone. And I believe the kids are calling it meetingitis. It's when unnecessary meetings are held excessively, and lately they've become more common than ever. Meetings have increased in frequency over the past 50 years. Executives spend about 23 hours a week in them. That's up from less than 10 hours in the 1960s. The pandemic only made it worse because in-person interaction was limited. A Microsoft report agrees to this. Since the start of the pandemic, the number of meetings increased by 153% globally. Companies see this. For decades, they've tried to make meetings relevant. Like in 2006, Ford Motor slashed unduly long meetings. In recent years, other companies have tried to get more creative. Some have introduced a no-meeting day every week. Microsoft has a no-meeting Friday. 73% of their employees say it is good for them. 77% say it helps them focus. Canva, the software company, introduced a similar rule, a no-meeting Wednesday, and experts say this helps too. It improves communication, engagement, and satisfaction because all meetings are not problematic. Sometimes, meetings can elevate voices. They can give someone a seat at the table. It's the so-called bad meetings that cause the problem. When they don't have a real purpose, when they run too long, or when they have too many attendees. Studies say workers usually don't need to be in 1/3 of the meetings they attend. So why are they there? For many, entire careers are made up of planning, holding, and attending such meetings. Yet no one dares to question them, perhaps because it's a workplace norm. Some are afraid of offending a senior. Some suffer from FOMO, that's the fear of missing out. But this culture needs to shift. What is the point of unnecessary meetings? Only to scratch some kind of managerial itch or to seek respite from desk-bound loneliness? Maybe it's time to end this meeting madness.